Well, hello, and welcome to Opal City Confidential, a Starman podcast. We're back again very quickly with another times past. For you, it'll have been less than a month, I hope. But for me and Dave, it's been about 30 seconds.
Yes.
Which is fun. It's just fun because we're gonna start a new conversation. It's
Yeah.
issue 44 of Starman. It's another team up.
Yes.
These three were
Another
yeah,
another
we're
time's passed. Yeah.
yeah, I'm digging. This is the team up podcast. But I'm
Yep.
really digging these team ups that we've seen in the previous one and we'll see in the next one.
Yeah.
Really
It's
working it.
it's nice this little run of three, sort of like, which, one thing we didn't really say too much when we did the demon one is that this is not only is it giving us a bit more of an insight into Ted's past and Ted's history, but it's
Yeah, it's
just
one
nice to
year
see.
earlier. That's what I
Yeah.
thought was cool. That it's 1 year earlier, and Ted is
A
James
very,
is James
very
is really good at writing Ted, and he can
yeah.
go, "Ooh, Ted 1940, Ted 1943,
Yeah.
1950."
Yeah.
Because do you agree that he's a little different in this one?
Yeah, he's a little more relaxed, but it's nice to see him sort of operating with other superheroes. As opposed to just solo stories. I quickly will say, according to Mike's, right, this one was published on the 6th of May, 1998, which was the week, which I think actually was the day after I started at HMV, and I ended up working in HMV for nearly 20 years.
Oh my God.
So I can remember, I have very clear memories of what was going on in my life the week this one was published. So
Wow.
that's quite fun.
I
That's nice. That's very pleasant. It's
It
nice
was
to be reminded.
1999. I guess I was running my comic shop and
Yeah,
failing. But yeah, no, I may not. Pat had saved the shop. I'm trying
May
to be
98.
glossy
Yeah,
about this, but because I was getting this from him. This is his recommendation. Me and him have very similar tastes. We get to the
sure.
Avengers. Me and him are in lockstep. It's like
Right.
this is the best era. He's no, wait a minute. I think he thinks Michelinie's is pretty good. I'm not a big Michelinie. I like Michelinie. Love
It's
his
funny.
Iron Man thing. Yeah.
I was just listening to an episode the other day, as we record of the Weird Warriors podcast. So go and listen to that, listeners, if you like Bronze Age DC comics. And they were talking about Micheline. I've always called him Michelin. I was like, for
You
40
may
odd
be
years, I
right,
thought it was
but
I thought
yeah,
it was
but
Michelin. But
Michelini,
but
I don't know.
Max and Rich were pronouncing it the way you were just pronouncing it, Micheline or whatever. So I think I've been completely wrong for the best part of 40 years. But there you go.
No,
You
it
live and
could
you
be a
learn.
racist American thing where Americanized names. My last name is not when people will say Atkins or
Sure.
Akins for my name. It's like it's not spelled either fucking way.
Yeah, and there isn't an S at the end for a
No,
start.
yeah, the pluralization. My mother, it's not even her name, it's my father,
Yeah.
but she Akins. It's like Atkins. It's not Atkins, it's Aitken, you
Mm.
know. There's a T right there. Just
Yeah.
fucking say it.
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
Leslie about it. She goes, when people say Aiken, like pain,
Got you.
I went, no,
Aitken.
it's
Yeah.
eight, like the number eight.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't tell.
Because
My grandfather did it, but he adapted some Brooklyn into his Southern Scottish accent, and he was
right.
unintelligible at times. In fact, he might have had a gin and Tom Collins in his hand and was fucking with his grandkids. But I like that this one is just it is more, and it's I love Phantom Lady,
Yeah.
in all their
I think
iterations.
I think we all do. I think
And
we
I
all do
think
for obvious reasons.
that she became a hero. This was hardcore. Them being cousins, hardcore Roy Thomas, right?
Yeah. I think that's something Roy does in All Star Squadron, because there's an issue he
Because
did run
Johnson
about
does
issue
it with
40.
Saunders later
Yeah.
on, where he put
Yeah.
Speed Saunders connect them to
To
Hawkman.
to
They're the same
Kendra,
last
yeah.
name. They're related.
Yeah. Because and then there's that thing he does another one where Robot Man's assistant, his surname is Grayson, so obviously he's related to Dick Grayson.
Jesus Christ,
And
man! It's just
and you just
this?
sort of go, well, why the hell is he still living with fucking Bruce Wayne if he's got an uncle that he can go and live with?
An uncle who's a rich scientist.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've never understood. I'm a big.
Sorry for swearing, Steve, if you're listening.
Here's the thing. This thing about comic writers, and I'm not definitely not. They love tweaking with continuity and make it look it smart. This one doesn't bug me. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, this is one of the few that works in this sort of situation.
Speed Saunders and Kendra Saunders, I like that. That's
I like that one
enough.
too.
But the Grayson one is just that is always tweaked me, Dave. It's always every time I read it, it's like it's stupid.
It's
There's
just,
no reason. Grayson's a very common name.
yeah, it's Roy not knowing when to stop. I was talking to my pal Kenny this morning because obviously on the Earth 2 podcast at the moment we've started the Freedom Fighters ongoing recently, and Kenny's not a comic book guy, but he listens to the show because he's been a good pal and he's supporting us, and I think he genuinely finds it interesting. I was sort of explaining to him how the Freedom Fighters were fine. They were the quality comics continuity characters, and this was how they were brought in. But then Roy gets to issue 31 of All Star Squadron, and he just has to muck it all up. I think Roy is the single reason that Crisis Infinite Earths had to happen.
Well, I agree. Folks, I'm going to say this all the time. I really, there's some what he just said about Roy, I agree with. I'm also a big Roy fan, but yeah,
I love Roy.
Later in his career, it's like the first half of Young All Stars is great, and then it gets to the point to where folks, you may not get this reference, but Philip Jose Farmer is a science fiction writer. One of the first ones my brother turned me on to because of the Riverworld books. But he also wrote the biography of Tarzan and the biography of James Bond, I think, or something, where he interconnects in such a fucked up nerd way that Sherlock Holmes, James Bond, Tarzan, the Green Hornet, the Lone Ranger. Green Hornet and Lone Ranger, they are cousins.
Sure, yeah.
They're two different generations of the same family.
Yeah.
Are all interrelated. It's
There's
fucked
no
up. It's the math. It just I do like his Tarzan biography. It's autobiography. You're reading as if Lord Greystoke wrote this, or it's a fake historical document kind of.
Is it in French then?
Yeah, because he should be speaking French. My brother taught me that because he should.
Yeah. See, that's me being a smart arse Edgar Rice Burroughs fan. I'm not as big
you and
as
my oldest brother would get along because
I'm not a Burroughs expert, but I know what I like. It's interesting.
That intercontinuity patchwork.
It's that continuity thing. It's like, when certain, sometimes in Doctor Who sort of spin-off media, they will tie stuff together, and especially the books in the 90s, they did a lot of really interesting stuff where they tied together all the different versions of Earth's future that have been seen in that. Sometimes like that. That's when it's done well. But when if you're sort of saying just because a character is the same name, then they must be. But if think about it for 2 minutes, come on. Yeah. Anyway, Starman issue 44. That's a little bit of old men shouting at cloud there, listeners.
Yeah, I do it a lot. So I'll do the for this one. We get James writing it, of course. Pencil and Inks by Mike Mayhew, who I don't really know.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've seen him anywhere else either.
And then covered by Tony Harris. Let's talk about the cover real quick, as we should. I think it's gorgeous. This is one I would like a print of without the logo.
Yeah. Of course. In the omnibus, it's printed without the trade dress, and it looks.
That's true. Yeah, I'm on the app because this is easier than holding a compendium. I like that he is blended into the background.
Yes.
And the weird masked villains, and she is center stage. Yeah. She's a little Betty Page in the fact that what he does is she's got curves and she's not ripped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got you. Yeah.
She's also not like eat a sandwich fucking skinny.
Sure.
All heroic women need to have giant tits and be pencil thin and have fat butts, which is not it's like, I like it when Byrne came around and went, I'm going to drive a kid. She's a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not putting tits on her. We're not making her old enough to have tits. But it's that 40s retro. You kind of, her face looks like her hair and stuff, makeup is very 40-esque.
Yeah.
Like movie star.
Yeah, it's one of really is one of Tony's best. I mean, she looks very statuesque. She looks healthy and with, and womanly and sexy. There's no two ways about it. She looks great.
She does. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a great one. And him flying just behind her inside. I love Tony's use of colors where it's or Mr. Harris's colors.
Yeah, because
in the
Ted's very
background and stuff.
subtle. He doesn't leap out at you. He kind of blends into the background red very, very well. It's gorgeous. It really isn't. It really is nice. Listen, DC Comics, if you're listening, when you get round to publishing this new Black Label thing of Jack going to Japan, if you want to publish a tie-in book that has all the original cover art to every issue of Starman, maybe with some commentary from the artists as well, we'd both buy that just if
Oh,
you're
yeah, I
listening.
think I would. I don't normally
Yeah.
buy, like, I didn't buy the style guide. I
Too
thought about
expensive.
it.
Couldn't justify it.
I could have got it half. I could have, at the time, there were a couple sales that were not half price. I almost
Yeah.
did it. But I'm not going to sit and through it. I do have the Mythology and Marvelosity Alex Ross books, and I do
Yeah.
thumb through them because he's that guy for me.
Yeah.
But my buddy Ken gave
I've
me, he got me,
got,
I got a gallery edition. My buddy Ken picked up a gallery edition, the Adam Warlock's Jim Starlin gallery edition at Ollie's for $7
wow.
and gave it to me. Oh, dude, it's
Nice.
it's fucking gorgeous. It's his
Yeah.
first battle with Thanos. It's real and it's super oversized. It's beautiful.
I mean, I've got a book that's a collection of Darwin Cook stuff, and I've got a book that's some Adam Hughes, and I've got a book that's I think it's Brian Boland covers and stuff.
That'd
They're
be
all
nice.
quite
I'd like to see his
they're
stuff.
all quite good.
Yeah, they're people.
But yeah, issue 44
yeah.
then.
This is like I like the Paire Witch, and this is a creation. This isn't. She's a faux 1940 character.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
yeah,
this
she was
issue-
created for this comic book.
This issue
She
is really
appeared
sort of setting
before.
up. This one is really setting up stuff for the final arc for Grand Guignol, or however you pronounce it. Because
yeah, don't ask.
yeah, because this isn't really. This is less of a team up than this is very much a Phantom Lady solo.
Yeah,
story.
that's what I was saying. That's why the cover's like that. This is about her.
Ted guest stars in a couple of pages, as himself and as Starman, but it's all about Phantom Lady and the Prairie Witch, and it's interesting because it's sort of. I'm not really sure what else was being done with Phantom Lady at this point. I think there'd been the girl Tyler, who'd been in a few issues of Action Comics and a couple of issues of The Flash, but not very much more had been done with her. So I think doing this story with Sandra Knight is quite good because it opens things up to when the D. Tyler character and the restraint they showed not making a relation of Rex and Rick is to be applauded.
I forgot about her. Yeah, I forgot about her. So she's the one she's the one in the Grand Guignol, right?
Yeah.
That's
she's the one that turns up towards the end. Yeah.
Where did she come from? Did she have a different origin?
Do you know what? I don't know. I should know. I've got the issues of Action Comics where she first appeared, but I don't know. I can't even I'm not even going to speculate and embarrass myself.
Well, I like her as a character, and she is of the freedom fighter characters the one I think that translates better. Well, the Ray does okay, and I didn't mind the '90s Black Condor. I thought he was. I was better. Cool. I preferred him actually being Native American.
Yeah.
Than being. I learned something from the magic brown people, red people in the desert.
Yes.
So, and that gave him an attitude, so you could play it as like, I don't trust you. Your ancestors shit on me.
Yeah, totally.
So I like that, but I like her. I really like her. But so it starts with her battling them in a. I guess it's a statue garden or someplace because
let's have. I mean, there's a looks like there's
it's okay. It's one of those 1930s. There's a mass ball.
Yeah, there's a Halloween party being robbed, and Sandra rocks up and sorts them all out because she uses her black light ray to render herself invisible for a couple of pages. Which
has
is
this always been the way this thing works? That she's got to shine it on herself, like spray herself with it?
I don't know.
I think okay, because I'm reading this and went going, that's a really cumbersome way. Yeah. Excuse me while I make myself invisible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that's
she's right there.
Yeah, someone could just reach forward and grab her by the wrist and go, "No, you're not going to do that." And she'd be like, "Shit, fuck yeah!" And then she gets punched in the stomach or something horrible. We must say from the start that Phantom Lady looks astonishing. She is a dream. She is Mr. Mayhew. I applaud you. Not to be all irredeemable shag about it, but oh gee whiz, she looks amazing.
She does. She's beautiful. She looks like a real woman. You know what I mean? There's this, and she the way she does the fight, she looks great. She does
Yeah.
look great.
And she deals with the Paire Witch's goons very, very quickly.
Yeah. I love
and
that they give her a 1-page single panel where she's dusting her hands off, and they're all these
Yes.
unconscious dudes, and the jewels are all there.
Yeah. And you
with
can
the
take a
line,
drink,
"Tramp
listeners.
indeed, the
Yeah.
nerve."
You can take a drink, listeners, because there's a full moon in the background.
But I do love that line, man. I do.
Yeah, because earlier on, Pretty Witch was it, "Die, get ready to die, you crazy tramp." And Sandy says, "Not only is that a rude thing to say, honey, but it seems to me the pot is calling the kettle black," as she scans herself with a black light ray. And then we see her meeting her friend Mavis for drinks. And it's great because every single man in the place is ogling the two of them, and they're drawn like pin-ups. There's no two ways about it.
When I saw this, they're in the panel
gorgeous.
in the bottom corner where they're sitting next to each other. You can see their garters on
Yeah.
their silk stockings. It's like, what, did Chaikin?
Yeah.
Is this Chaikin? Chaikin, you know, I saw that they recollected American flag, I went, I don't remember that being that redeemable.
Sure.
But they were going, no, it's meant in good fun. I went, okay, but it's very pinup. It's very, because her friend looks like that's where it is. Now you said it. She's got a Betty Grable hairdo on.
Yeah, exactly.
The queen of the pinups.
Yeah.
And they're drawn to look like Rosalind Russell and My Girl Friday. I don't know how good your 30s screwball comedy knowledge is.
I'm loosely familiar, vaguely familiar. I know who you mean.
I would recommend you watch that and Bringing Up Baby.
Okay.
And you will forgive any two greatest rom-coms ever made.
Right.
The only two worth watching.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I should take that on board. No, I just like how they're just sitting doing all the exposition and all the chat for the plot and stuff is set up while we're watching these two beautiful women drinking cocktails and smoking cigarettes. It's just it's great. I love the idea of this, wealthy socialite girl being a superhero, and it's almost like she almost just does it for fun.
Yeah, and how she gets information from her friend.
Yeah.
I think this conversation might also pass the Bechdel test, which is, pretty high for a 90s comic, but because they're just having a conversation. They're
it's so funny because it's so it's almost like they're gossiping. They're talking about very serious information, but it's all done in such a quick sort of light-hearted, like, done over drinks that you won't believe. Oh, really? Oh my goodness, that sort of stuff. So they're talking about another party.
Just like everything's like a 30s movie in this one, 40, they're going to a cocktail party. I like the two that they're horseback riding in.
Yeah, well, we should point out
where
that
the fuck they are, because
Mavis doesn't know that Sandy is Phantom Lady. We should point that out. They're talking about the situation, but Sandra says, "From what I've heard, the witch and the men were attacked by Phantom Lady in Malay. The witch escaped and took the cashier of jewels with her." So it's like, they're talking about it, but she, Mavis doesn't know what Sandy's up to. I don't know. I mean, are they in New York? I don't know. Is it in
They're
Opal?
in DC. That's where I got confused. They're in DC because that's where that was her home base, because her father's a senator.
Right. So Ted's visit. Oh, wait, man, hang on.
No, she's visiting Ted.
She's visiting Ted. Yeah.
I was like going, wait, that's not DC. See, if they had a park that big with horses in it, I grew up in DC. That don't exist.
Yeah, it's Opal because because Ted says,
man.
Yeah. We know it's Opal because Ted says, "What brings you to town?" And she says, "Apart from seeing my favorite cousin, do I need another reason?" And she's
I like she's got the round glasses.
Yep. Interesting sort of bit of chat because she talks about how she didn't join the GSA. She was never a big player in the All-Star Squadron, but she was quite happy just to kind of do her little sideline. There's also a bit of chat about the freedom fighters as well.
Yeah, I like that. It's like, we don't even have regular meetings or whatever. Yeah. Daryl, and they're talking about kind of like, are you dating them? It's like, she really talks smack about him a little bit. Human Vaughn spends a lot of time in his lab trying to do it. Ray's a reporter. You just get it. Daryl's cute.
If it wasn't for them having a little that he's so in love with his girlfriend.
you know what? I'm noticing something this one, and I really enjoyed this comic. But there is a lot of pages of conversation and exposition. But I think it works. I mean, a
Yeah,
lot's going on.
yeah. It's a fun way of doing it because it's all sort of, as you say, it's happening over conversation. Like I like the way the freedom fighters is addressed. Because I think at this point it's probably the first time they've been mentioned in a comic in a very long time.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to know how hard it was for them to be allowed to use Phantom Girl. You know, because sometimes they don't want to use characters. I don't know what it was like
yeah.
back then, but this is it's le- oh, JSA hasn't started yet. We're a couple
Oh
years
yeah,
from
we're still about. I mean, if this is summer, if this is May 1998. JSA Returns was published in March 99. So and
less than
then
a
you've got the
year.
secret. Yeah, so it's just about a year or so away. So that they're probably talking about it, I would imagine. Or
Yeah.
Pete Tomasi is probably sitting tapping his pen, going, "Hmm." Um, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, so basically, um,
The whole conversation on horseback too. It's like in a movie where you learn about people by people having conversations and walking and
yeah.
talking sometimes. But I really like it. There's a lot. I just said when I read it the other day for the first time, it just there was so much exposition, but
It's a
I
good
think
way of
it
doing
pays
it.
off because the back
Yeah,
end is so action packed, and you
it's
have
a
the
good
fight
way
in
of
the
doing
beginning.
it. It's a good way of doing it though, because this conversation between cousins. I mean, there's an interesting bit when like Sandy talks. Um, they're sort of talking, and Ted says that she's always looked lovely, and she says, "Well, I think that was my undoing being a superhero. I enjoyed showing off my looks. I'm vain, I admit it. I'm the second most wanted GI pinup after Grable, and I'm proud of that, but I doubt it instills confidence in the public. Green Lantern or me, a girl in a swimsuit guarding the city, which one would you choose?" I mean, she's aware of herself that she's kind of maybe seen as eye candy rather than a serious crime fighter. So that's, again, it's what James does very well. He's adding shade, if you pardon the pun, he's adding shading to to these characters.
Yeah,
He's filling them out, and this I remember at the time sort of thinking like, this is really good. It would be good if we got a Phantom Lady miniseries set
I
back in the day.
I was thinking that when I was reading it. It's like, did they even give her like where else did she go? I know she ends up in God, she ends up in um the Kate Spencer.
Manhunter,
Yeah, I think
right?
she's a mom or something. It's weird. It's weird retro continuity. I don't remember it.
Right.
But then we get to see the Paire Witch. I like this character. You know, I think she's
Mhm.
very 40s, and it's the perfect character for her to fight the two pinups.
Yeah. Um. What's this? Yeah, because Ted has told Sandy that Prairie Witch has started a crime spree in Opal. Um. Yeah, and she's drawn quite sexily as well. Let's be honest. There's echoes, I think, of the Wicked Witch from the Wizard of Oz, because she's green.
Yeah. And,
Obviously, that's and she flies about on a broomstick.
yeah. And is this
I
the
think.
thing
Am
where
I
we find out
misremembering?
it's
Yes, she does.
magic? You know,
Yeah,
we get a good panel of Ted, single panel page when
yeah.
they're doing the robbery. She's pretty vicious. I like it, but I like that panel, him,
Hmm.
floating
Hmm.
above her, just screaming, "It's over." Um,
Yeah, and then the Opal orphanage gets a firebomb, so she's done that to distract him from stopping her from doing the robbing that she wants to do, basically.
yeah, and then
Um,
it's, uh,
and then Sandy turns up.
yeah, I like that. That she's hiding on the roof. Is she hiding on the top of the truck or in the back? Is
Sandra, I think she's just. I don't know. I think I mean, she appears next to the truck. I get the sense that she was just maybe, I don't know, following them
hang?
around or waiting. Or she, I mean, there seems that
Well,
there's a.
someone hits the guy
Oh
when
yeah, I
they're,
missed that part. Of course, yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Something hit one of them. I felt like a small fist, but form. Yeah, so she must have been, and I hope she jumped out before it tipped over.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure
I
she
like
must have
she
been.
appears in her and the Prairie Witch have their fight, which is, I think
Yeah,
it's, the art's good. I mean, it's not,
it's good. It does. It's not like, one thing I like about it. It's not like every time you watch a Marvel movie and Black Widow's in it, and there's going to be a point when the camera's going to drop and Scarlet's backside is going to enter the frame or going to walk out. It's
Yeah.
not. It's presenting them both, but it's not lingering. It's not gratuitous in the way that it's
It's a
covered.
violent fight. I mean,
We
it's
can
just
we
it's
can
the same
see.
fight. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
same fight you would see with a guy, especially when she gets to when Sandra's got hold of her and is just punching her.
yeah. But
And
the
that,
point I'm sort of making is it's it doesn't it doesn't sort of it's not done in an overtly
oh
sexy
yeah,
way. It's not like X-Men Psylocke pin-up poses when
yeah,
she's standing like this. I mean, it flows very naturally, but Mike does not, hang back from showing how good both women look. They really are, they both look phenomenal, but it's not done in a, our backside fills up one panel, or our chest is the focus of the next one. Interesting. I'm reading from the comic, and here's the advert for DC 1 million.
okay,
A little timestamp there.
yeah,
1 million destinies, 1 million tomorrows. DC 1 million. Witness the ultimate vision of the DC universe from minds of Grant Morrison and Val Zemeckis. Coming this fall from DC Comics.
oh, I like this. I like the war bond joke at the end.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting one. It's like it doesn't seem to have a huge amount to do with setting anything up, but other than exploring the fact that Ted had a cousin who was a superhero, and when you read the whole series, it becomes clear that this is, a bit of foreshadowing for the final night, not final night, for the final arc for the Grand
Yeah,
Guignol.
yeah, I liked it. It was good. I liked her. It had enough of that 30s stuff. Yeah, I like that era of film. I've been watching
Yeah.
a little bit of it. It had enough to that, and I liked it. Give us a set from Phantom Lady. How tired?
Yeah.
Because they've mentioned this before, the relation, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
and they've mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, because I would love to see Jack getting to meet her.
Yeah,
The shade in his narration as he winds up the issue, he talks about, somehow he had some interaction with Phantom Lady and mentions how she's an elderly dowager now. So, even, at this point, you wonder if James is planning on bringing her in towards the end. I'm sure that Sandra pops up towards the end. I'm sure it's not just D. Tyler as well.
yeah,
But, it would have been nice for Jack to meet her and sort of be like, oh, wow, because Jack's obviously going to be aware of her history as a pin-up.
yeah. Oh, doesn't he have? Yeah, he has one, doesn't he?
I'm sure there's mention of. Does Jack not say at one point he mentions her and his tattoo artist said, "Yeah, I did a tattoo over on some guy's arm the other week."
That's right. It's
Yeah.
in this. It's in the secret files
Yeah,
because they're doing all the history in that. That's true.
yeah.
I like
Maybe that should be my next tattoo. Maybe I should get Phantom Lady on my forearm. That would be fun.
No, I like this one. It's not it's not a game changer, but
No.
it's still it's just a good
Yeah,
one and done.
it's a nice sort of place filler. It kind of it just builds on that aspect of Ted's family life, and it's fun. It's like I think James at this point knows that he is the only guy in town that's really doing anything with the Golden Age folk, apart from the occasional cameo from someone in Starman Mystery Theater. So it's
He
I
gave
remember
he gave a lot of people gifts. Some
yeah,
of the
I
stuff
remember
he sets
yeah.
up is being milked to today.
Yeah, I remember there was one letters page when he said he didn't want to be seen as like the last sort of resort sort of for all the fans of Earth 2. But yeah, he loves the Golden Age characters too. We all know that. So I think it's just maybe James is just having a bit of an indulgence as well. It's a fun issue. I think now looking in the omnibus, this one right because you're obviously releasing these in order. So this one.
Well, yeah, compendium order. So I don't know
compendium order. So at this point, you've already discussed Jack visiting the Justice League and then
which
visiting
I haven't
the Shield.
done yet, but
Yeah,
will have.
Yeah, you will have done by the time this is released. And you'll have done the Girl Frenzy story. So it's right. So okay, that's an. I mean, it's interesting that it's as we've said already, it is very fragmented at this point. It is very sort of stop and start. And issue 45 gets them back. It's quite a significant one actually.
That's the decision. That's where he decides to go.
that's when he goes, really,
Does he
basically. But
go?
yep. And then issue 46, which you and I will talk about again very soon, is yet another times past.
Yeah, which I'm really looking forward to talking to you because
It's a
well, we've
cracker.
this is it's a return artist that I think we both
Yes.
gushed over about goodly.
Mm.
All right, folks. Dave, tell people where they can find you.
Yes, on Twitter at David Steele, on Instagram _David. But you can find me and my good friend Peter Watson every week on the Earth 2 podcast. I also make regular contributions to the Doctor Who podcast, The Power of Three. And at the moment, given that we've just been talking about Phantom Lady, please check out what we're doing in Earth 2 because we have started our coverage of the Freedom Fighters ongoing, which does, of course, feature Phantom Lady very well, reasonably prominently.
Yes, I'm enjoying listening to your take on it after me and Billy did ours. I was not
Yeah.
so kind.
Because we've done the first 3 issues so far, and I didn't mind issues 1 and 2, but I hated issue 3. I really, really, really did not like it.
It's a enjoy. I hope you enjoy the ride, but it's very choppy.
It's very uneven. Yeah, I think as I said before, like
you didn't have the same writer twice. It's like what is
yeah, exactly.
It's just
Yeah. We've done 3 issues, and I think there's been a different artist on every one,
Yep.
and maybe I think the same writer on issues 1 and 2. I'm not sure, but I've had a full set of it since 1993, and I've never been able to get all the way through it. So now that Peter and I are doing it for the show, I'm having to get through it. So, but there's some fun. Some ones I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to us doing the crossover with the Invaders, and I'm looking forward to Firebrand turning up. So we'll see how we got on. I think the next one that we record is. At this point, this will be interesting to see when this comes out. The next one we're going to record is Superman versus Spider-Man.
Oh,
yeah!
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one.
We are
do
not
the first
reading,
one. Do the first crossover because it's really really good.
We are not reading. We're not reading the full 92 pages. I'm sort of I've written a sort of fairly detailed summary, and we'll do a few pages as we go, kind of thing. But that's what we're up to. So yes,
Are you going to do
for having me
Superman
back.
versus
It's been
Muhammad
nice to be
Ali?
here. Yeah, we'll probably do that one.
Got to do it.
I think so.
All right. Well, folks, thanks again, Dave.
Pleasure.
We'll be talking real soon about issue 46. And folks, as always, be safe, be smart. Please be kind to one another and read some comics. Read some Phantom Lady comics.